So I've got an Subaru Impreza alternator to repair. Oh, not repair. Well, try and work out what's going on. Because it charges, but it doesn't charge under load. So it could be stated as short circuiting out under load. We don't know. I'll just show you it testing. So I'm just going to spin the alternator over now. I've got a warning light connected. So if you are testing this, on the back on the 3 pins, this side here goes to your warning light. When it's gone to your warning light, which I'm using a bulb, 12-volt bulb, it goes to your positive terminal, and then this middle is called the sensor, which goes to your battery. So you basically just connect it to your positive terminal. And this on the left hand side I think is the communications, the comms, if it's a smart alternator, which I still don't really know if it is or not. I'm trying to build a box to test it. I've also got a little mini oscilloscope to test the phases. And you can see each phase is working perfectly there. So the alternator is actually working alright. There you can see the on the connection, L for warning light, and S for sensor, and C for communications or comms. And there's your alternator number. So it looks like there's no bolts or screws on the outside here, so it looks like you've got to undo the through bolts and undo it all from the inside. But I think this cap will come off because it's twisting round. It's turning round, and I think that'll unbolt this leg here. Whether we have to do that yet, I might just leave it on. No, take it off because it's going to be bolted to the rectifier pack. Way. So you can see the bolt, the nut now, bolt holding this on. We'll leave this on. We might take it off actually because I don't want to break this. It being a bit delicate. Yeah. We'll take a note of the position it's pointing out. I think it'll have a lock-in positions in there. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Are we going to leave it on there then? What's going on? Bloody hell, that's tight. It's got a lock. You can see it's locked. It's got a locking position, so it won't twist. It's just been on there a long time, I think. Now we'll have to go on doing these. Oh yes. My socket's really loose, but that's perfect. Don't you love Japanese people? All screws removed. It's normally good practice to put a little indent, little punch mark on an alternator so you can line it up. And this one's not too bad because you know roughly where it goes. So we'll try splitting it with a rubber mallet. It's not a very good position. Let's turn it around a bit. No, it's still not perfect. It is moving a little bit, and the field coil, the stator wants to stay with the top end, so it's splitting there, which is good. Yeah, it's going. The rotor's locked up, so it's bent slightly. There it is, it's gone. Will it pull off? Whee! And she looks good. Looks like Graham's been looking after her. Slip ring, perfect. That back bearing's the special one. Oh, it's a bit dry. I might have to go into town to get one of them. Yeah, I've not seen one of them before. It's got two like rubber pieces, but I'm a bit concerned about how it sounds a bit dry. Oh dear. There is a part number I think, but I can't see it without a magnifying glass or better lighting. Well, it says Thailand on the bearing, but look at the quality of that there. The wine, can you see the, I don't know if you can see it, let me try and zoom in. Yeah, I'm not going to have to do anything to that. That field coils, that rotor winding is perfect. It's insulated with some real good stuff. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's... But the other bearing doesn't seem too bad. The drive end bearing. Yeah, the drive end bearing seems alright. I don't think it's done a lot of mileage, this alternator. There's a tiny bit of play, but you always get a bit of play, don't you? Left and right like that. Inside the back end, it's virtually the same as a Mitsubishi Shogun alternator. I bet it's exactly the same. Oh, but I added some bits for these. But anyway, I don't need any bits to it. This is working okay. Brushes are perfect. Quite long, still got the Mitsubishi emblem on them, so it's not worn down past that yet. I would give these 3 screw holes a squirt. Oh, this is not very good, this tin, but so I think that's a bearing for the back end. It says 8mm by 23 times 14. Oh dear. How am I going to do this bit? I can't show you, can I? Let's go over this side. 14 that's supposed to be. Yeah, so that's 14. The inside's supposed to be 8. I'll measure the inside, you'll have to trust me on this. So it is 8mm on the inside. So that's the right bearing, we'll order one. So now we're going to take the pulley off, so we bolt the rotor and bolt it on the top claws near the top. Well, actually it doesn't matter, to be honest. I'm just thinking you get it as low as possible. So actually probably better on the bottom claws because you can grip it right on the body. But then the thing's going to twist round, you see, that's the only problem. So that's so I'm going to use my telescopic tyre wrench But I think we'll just drop it down a bit lower because it'll twist. Like I said, it'll twist. So drop it down. Put it into the bottom claws if you can. There you go. Actually, this bar's a bit... It's not the best angle. It's pulling down on it. Oh, it's gone. Right, so we've got a big washer, a big nut, sorry, and the pulley come off quite easy. And I bet this don't come off very well. Sometimes you can bang it out. Just give it a quick bang. Rubber mallet again, don't forget, obviously you know that. Anyway. Well, it's moving. It's gone quite far, to be honest. Look, that's quite easy. It's not got long to go. I think I might actually knock the bracket off now because I can't really get hold of the alternator very well, so just knock the bracket off. Whoa! There you go. Bearings feel okay. One rotor out. Oh, what's happened there? No, it's just a bit. Is it a bit rough there? I don't know. Anyway, we can pick that bit up we dropped on the floor for a start. I'm just going to give these a quick, if I can get in there with a wire brush, and spray a little bit of oil on, just in case they're rusty. Where's my oil? Yeah, listen to this bearing up. It shouldn't keep running around that long, should it? The grease should slow it down. It must be out of grease. So to press this out, I'm going to have to put this socket on there and do it like that in my press. A bit awkward. So as you can see, I can grip it. I can grip the bearing alright, but to press it out, I've got to put that on there somehow. Put it in there up against the... Oh, it's going to be a right pain. I don't know how I'm going to do it. So I've got it in place eventually after a lot of mucking about. Right, we'll turn the handle. And the socket's bottomed out. We're nearly there. just need to get a bit of longer socket. Well, it just fell off. I'll just give it a bit of a tap on the side and it come off, rather than set the press up again. There you go, new one coming. So you can test your rotor resistance. It's just one wire that goes around the middle of the whole thing, and it comes out through these two copper slip rings. So just test it, one on the bottom and one on the top. You should get about 8 ohms. What we got? Oh, come on, you bugger. We got a bad connection, come on. 3.4. So yeah, that's good. I'll say 8 ohms, I mean, whatever you get. As long as you get some that's 3.2, 3.3. Then connect it down to earth, you should get nothing. So that's okay. So I want to get these nuts out, these screws out now, 4 of them. I'm going to use the impact driver, but I'm not going to stand it on the vise, because otherwise it'll just crush all this bracket when you start hitting it. So we're going to put one in there, give it a little tap down. Oh. I don't think hitting it on wood's going to be very much good, to be honest, thinking about it. We'll give it a go. Oh shit, no, it's not done anything. Oh dear. Oh bugger. Oh dear. So I've tried banging the screws out with the impact driver and they're not coming out, so I figure there might be a bit of oh, what do you call that stuff, Loctite on the screws. So I'll just try one, heating it up. Well, it's still not coming out. Oh yeah, bugger. Give it a little tap with the smallest piece I've got. The smallest. I don't think this is going to go well. Let's just bang that in there. Ow! Oh, looks like we're going to have to drill them out then. Well, here we go. Quick, going down the hole. Whoa, there you go. That's one screwed on. Can you see that? Yeah, that's one screwed on, look. 3 more to go. Right, we'll try this one. See if we can get the camera in the shot. Has it gone? Oh no, it's still there. There you go, another one done. Another one done. Oh, last one, last one. Just keep going on this one. Oh no. Did you hear the plate drop down? So that come out. Just got to put these in the vise and undo them now, and then get some new bolts. And there's the bearing. So then we've got to get the studs out. I've got one out, look. It did snap off halfway down, so you've got to be really careful. Just loosen them off a little bit. Spray a bit of jollop on them. Well, this one's going better. I think this will come all the way out. Yep. So we saved that situation. That's 2 done. I'll do the rest off camera. Well, this last one won't come out. I've tried wiggling it and it won't move. So I'm just going to give it a blast of heat. Well, that started it off. A bit more WD-40. We'll lift it out of the vise a little bit because I think it's catching us slightly. Oh yes. Oh dear, what am I doing? That's it then. Perhaps we'll just knock the bearing out before we go to bed. It's getting a bit late now. You don't need a lot of force on these. There you go. And we'll just check the bearing. See what size it is. It says a 6203. I'm sure we've got a 6203 kicking about. Have a look. Well, I've got some 6203 bearings. These are called 6203 Zs. I think these are called 6203 RSs because they're rubber seals and these are metal seals. So I think this should be better than the old one. The old one has actually got grease coming out of it, so it is probably on the way out. So better off using an upgraded version bearing. The next thing is to get the field call out. So it's going to give it a prise. There's quite a few places where you can put your screwdriver in and give it a quick prise round. Can you hear it creaking? A bit like my wallet. Oh, come on out, you bugger. It is moving. I don't like to put it in there, but, well, I'll do, I don't mind, to be honest. There you go, it's moving now. Coming out slowly. There you go. I think that's it. And there's two screws inside. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, there you go. One there, look, and one there. I've already untightened them. Come out alright, but when there's another screw to undo the whole assembly, and you can't get to it unless you. There it is. There, look. You can't get to it unless you pull this stator out. Then you can get your screwdriver in. This is why I pre-oiled it with WD-40, because the stator is soldered down 3 positions there into the rectifier pack. So I don't know if I'm going to try this because, as per normal, I'm about drunk by this time of night. This is the offending screw. Look, you can move the field call. There's no room on this one. This is really tight compared to the Toyota. Oh, sorry, Mitsubishi Shogun. So you should be able to get a screwdriver. I'm trying to screwdriver from the back side, but you can't get the right angle in. So if it's tight, then you really are fucked. So you can't get it from the front. God knows how they did this. Oh, unless they actually unsoldered the stator. That might be, we might have to do that. I'll just try one more time. Oh, you bugger, that's tight. Oh, they don't want you to strip this down, do they? No. we're going to have to unsolder the stator. Oh well, not a big problem. Well, I left it soaked in oil, this screw, overnight, and it's come loose. I tapped it with the hammer, so this is ready to come out then. Well, this bit just fell out of there, so make sure you know which way around it goes. It's not moving out, it's not coming out because of this bolt is stuck in there. So I'm going to tap that down slightly, hence a bit of wood. And we'll try and see if it moves. I think it's going. What the bloody hell's going on? Here you are. That's come off. That's come off finally. So it should come out. There you go. Perfect. So we can give it a good clean now. I'm not taking that screw out because I'll leave it in, it's not going to move. So we'll clean all this up, degrease it, and that could be a reason if it's not producing power under load, if it's shorting out, but I've never really found any that do that. But brushes here from the other side. There's your regulator, this is your rectifier, your little diodes, 6 diodes, and then there'll be 6 more smaller ones for the warning light. Possibly see them in there. I can't see them. And what's that? Is that suppressor, or is that part of the? Is that like a capacitor? I don't know. Right, I've washed the stator out and the push box and that, so I'm going to paraffin wash this, or Lexol. I use a Lexol cleaner. Sorry about the camera, that's what I use, a Lexol. Tin's on the floor out the way, I can't get to it. So all washed and draining off. So try and clean this up. Still looks dirty, doesn't it? I use the Y wheel for a start. So try and clean this up. Still looks dirty, doesn't it? I use the Y wheel for a start. A little bit shinier, but not perfect. I'm going to use the wire brush just to clean up in between the webs best I can. I've got a sandblaster, but it's a bit late at night to be running the compressor, so I'm just going to start it off like this, make it easier. Like in them pockets here, look, you can't get in there with a wire wheel. So we'll see in a few hours. I've been using a bit of metal polish on there, it looks quite shiny. Big tub of metal polish, look, oh yeah. So whether I do the rest tonight is another thing. If you look just there, them 2 windings, well, I think that's the same winding, to be honest. It goes up, and, well, it might not be, but the varnish has gone off the top. It looks like it got a bit hot. So perhaps one of the phases has got too hot and shorted out. I'm going to put some more lacquer on, and we'll have to just see how it goes, because nothing else can do. So I'm using some varnish, just going around. I'd rather have a dip tank, so you can just dip the whole thing in it, which would be nice, wouldn't it? But I ain't got one of them. So try and do the inside now. I mean, I did try and unsolder it, because it'd be better to do an insulation check disconnected from the diodes, and then you could actually test, put 110 volts through the coils and see if they're touching each other. That's the other way to do it. Anyway, I'll see you in a few minutes. Looks better, doesn't it? I like that when it's nice and sealed up. we're going to have to paint this next. Ooh. So I found some bolts that will fit in, but they're a bit too long, and I put one of the bolts underneath and pushed it flush, then pushed that down on there and screwed that nut down till it's touching, and that tells you how much you've got to take off that. Put the nut in the vise, the bolt in the vise with the threads you're going to cut off in the thing, because you're going to damage them, so you're going to cut it off anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now you leave the nut on, so when you undo the nut it'll clean the threads up. But first of all I'm just going to go and use the grinding wheel and just tidy it up a little bit. Cut all these down to size. I think one's a little bit too short, and I've cleaned this plate up. Bearing retaining plate. I'll just give it a lick of paint. Oh, this paint's got thinners. I've got all thinnery. Oh dear, a bit messy. So now it's time to put the bearing in. I'm going to use a bit of Loctite, just a smidgen around the edge. Oh, so where's that gone? I think so much fell out of there then. Oh, there we go. Right then, let's go to the press. Right, here we are at the press. Let's move it up a bit. Right then, we're going to be using a piece of brass tube. Actually, might do it that way around. Yeah, I'll just give it a quick wipe. Let's give it a quick wipe. Let's go then. Yeah, you don't want to be pressing the inside race, the inside bit, because you can damage it. You just want to be pressing the outside. Let's move it a bit more in the middle. Will it go? Oh yes, piece of cake. Ow! Watch yourself. Looks alright to me. Has it gone all the way down? Well, I think so. I think that's a bit smaller this side. Actually, we'll just do it with this one, just to make sure it's gone all the way down. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, next bit. Just wipe any excess Loctite off. Right then, time for the plate. And hopefully these screws are going to work out alright. I think I'm actually going to put a little bit of Loctite on them. Just going to put it with Loctite on it. All screws are in. Just finish tightening them down, and we've got some Allen bolts, which is better. A lot better than them bloody Phillips screws and whatever we were using before. So we're quite posh now. Yeah, so that's quite tight. Oh. Fantastic. Oh, I hope they're not poking out too far. If so, we'll just grind them off. So now we can put the rotor into the bracket, and don't forget the large washer, the large spacer, and hopefully this will just drop in. Oh, yeah, that's quite good. I best clean this up. I've just started cleaning it up and then I realised I better film it. So we're going to have to wire wheel the outside and sandblast the inside, and then we'll give this a quick wire wheel, I think. Oh, it shouldn't need it really, should we? Just touch that bit there because it's rusty. Well, that's the cleanest I can get it. Put a bit of cardboard in the middle to stop paint going in the spindle hole. See if it looks alright. Well, nearly sprayed it with WD-40. Okay, we'll leave it there then. Okay, so we're ready to put the pulley on. Easy as that. And before we put the nut on, I think we're going to apply a little bit of Loctite onto the nut, just in case. Where is it? Oh my lord! Oh, poor bastard. Let's go and undo this next time. Going to curse me, but there you go. We don't want it coming off, do we? Bloody hell. Oh, so got a tight after all that. Bit of a nightmare. Ooh. Right, I was going to paint in the hole, in the nut. Oh, it's gone all thin again. Oh, what are we doing? Be careful. Right, leave it now. I've had enough. I've scratched the rotor slightly as well, so I'm just going to touch it up. Oh, paint's going everywhere. Anyway, that's it. That'll do. Quick buff, and now I've covered the label up with tape, masking tape, and now put it in the sandblaster. Well, it looks a bit better. Let's give it a light blast, and now I can buff it up and make it shine. Got a bit of a shine on there. Whoa! Yeah, look at that look. It's not very clean inside. Well, it is alright. Next, I'll give these bolts a bit of a buff up on the wheel, wire wheel. Nice and shiny. Tape up the thread, put them in the spinning jenny. Ready for painting. So now we're going to get the brushes pushed into the positions we can rebuild it. So you've got to push them in and put a poker. Oh, it's too big. Let me take this rubber off so you can see a bit better. So you've got to push them into that hole there, look. Past that point so you can get that rod down, and there's a hole in the other bit of plastic. You've got to do it by oh, bloody hell. Right, let's see if I can do it whilst talking on the camera. So I'm going to use a poker. Poke that down. I've got it in the wrong place. Yep, got it. Oh god. Actually, you can just press it like that, can't you? Let's do the first one. So the first one's in place, look. Now for the second one. So here we go. I'll have to poke that one down. So it's going to be a bit difficult to show you this one. Let's just put it at an angle. Let's put it at an angle. Can you see that? Yeah. So we'll press that down. And push this down. That's got it. It's got it. Yeah, so both brushes are retracted. And once you've got this bracket built together, you pull that pin out and they both spring back into action. And don't forget this rubber washer. I think this tube's a little bit too big. It's quite tight on there. A bit concerning, but what can you do at this time of night? So there you go, that's all ready to go into the bracket now. So there's a hole that you've got to put the little thing we've just put in through the pin through, so probably best off putting a stator on here and then dropping the bracket on top. So let's have a go. Let's have a go, kids. Come on. Perfect. Right, then let's turn it over and put the screws in. Don't forget this piece, and it goes round. Well, it can only go one way. I'll just sort of go. One screw in. I have actually put a little bit of Loctite on the end, only a tiny bit, just because I get paranoid. And there's the other screw after this over here, over there. So this is the same as the Mitsubishi Shogun alternator, virtually identical. Oh. Well, they're not going anywhere, are they? So now we've got to pull the... oh shit, be careful of that. Now we've got to pull this up, the stator up, while we put that other screw in. Which is a bit awkward, isn't it, as we know from last time. Whoever thought this idea was very clever. Let's give him a badge. Massive. That's that done. So now we need to press the stator into the body. Not that it matters too much because we can do it with the... oh, it's gone in anyway. We can do it. We'll watch that pin, the positive post now, because that's poking out. I'm not going to hit it. Oh, you can feel it's gone in. We'll tighten that up with the bolts. That should do. Bit there, look. There you go. She's gone in. Champion. Oh, we've got to pull that off. We'll pull that off later on. I can hear police sirens already and the football's not even started yet. Right, then the next job is to put the positive terminal, sorry about that, I'm watching football, back on. And it's got a slot in there so you can't go wrong. It just presses down, went on better than what it come off. I've washed all that out with Alexol, and then you've got your bolt there, your nut. Nice easy job. Right then put this cap on. This should just press on. There you go, nearly press on. There you go. That's all sorted then. This is all ready to get put back together, apart from peeling that off, the sellotape off the label. Tell you what, this stuff, it doesn't stick. Then when you want to take the bloody thing off, it don't want to come off. There you go, look at the pain in the arse. That's life for you. There you go, look. I'd just like to show you, because I couldn't test the stator with an insulation checker because I couldn't get it disconnected. So I'd just like to show you how to do it, and this is because it's a 12 volt circuit. The best way to test it is using 10 times the voltage, which is 120, but what we've got here is a 110 volt transformer with a 110 volt bulb, an earth clamp and then a probe. So when I turn this on, I can test whether the body is down to earth, whether these are not insulated, if you know what I mean. So I've turned it on. I should wear gloves really, shouldn't I, because we're dealing with high voltage, but how are we going to do it then? Now I'm going to clamp it on. There you go, that's clamped on. Ooh, watch it, watch it. Careful. So if I touch this on there, the bulb should come on. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, the bulb comes on. So if these are down to earth, any of these stator coils, the bulb would come on. So this stator is insulated. So 110 volts. You can check in between each actual stator winding. Oh no, these are all connected together. That's the problem we see. Sometimes the stators are all connected together, so you can't really do a check like that, which is what. But we can't test the stator, but we can test the rotor. So I'm going to put this. Let's put it on here, look. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so that rotor is fantastic. The bearings arrived. So to press the bearing on, I'm going to use a bolt. I've run out, I can't find any steel the same size. So as long as it's sort of 12 mil, I think it's 12 mil for the inner race. Yeah, 12 mil, and this is sort of 12 mil. And then I'm going to machine it down so there's a step for the middle bit, which is 8 mil. And I think I can go down 2 mil inside because the shaft on the alternator is sort of down a bit lower. Before I use the lathe, I have to go around and oil all the bearings because it's a very old lathe, 1930s, made in Cincinnati. Oh, I've run out of oil. There we go. Oh, I've got to get some more oil. Anyway, you know what I mean. So just changing the tool over, putting this one in. It's quite old. Sandvik Coramant or something. Right, here we go then. Oh dear, the tool's too high. The tool's too high. I forgot to check it. There's not a lot I can do about it because it's sat as low as it can. So obviously the bloke made this. He told me he did made this. They all got it off, and he obviously hadn't made it with this tool. Well, that's the next best one I could get. Whether it's any good or not, we'll see. Oh dear, that's not a good idea then. Right, instead of holding it in the vise and just like that. I'm going to put a nut on it so I can hold it in two. Oh, the nuts are different sizes. Oh dear me. So you got the bolt roughly about right, so that should be alright. I mean, I wanted to put a step in it, but we've not been safe. I don't want to carry on machining it. So if you was racing or whatever you do, you could put some Loctite on the inside of there, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to be hard work for the next man to see if it'll go on a little bit. That'll hold it in place while I get it in the press. There's not enough room in the press to get it in. Oh dear. So plan B is to put a socket on there just to get it going in the press and work out what to do after. Right, here we go. Well, it's bottomed out already, I believe. It's got another socket in. That's alright. Yep, happy with that. So I checked on the video, and because I forgot, the threaded side goes here and this side with the plain bit goes to the other bit there. That bit there, the lug. So it's time to put it together. Here we go then. Quite exciting. So what can go wrong? So the bearing should be going into the hole. Yep, it's going in. We could probably hit that with a rubber hammer, and then when we get it down far enough we can put the bolts in and tighten it up that way. So here's my rubber hammer. I'm just going to put a bit of cardboard over the top. See if this works. Oh, I'm knocking muck inside it. Use a small hammer. A cleaner hammer. It's going down. Right then. Oh, the holes are a bit out of line. Oh, bloody idiot. There you go. Put the bolts in now. It should start to pull up. I'll put another one in first before going any further. So we put the opposite side bolt in. Pulling it together. Oh, he's struggling. The rotor's solid at the minute. You can't turn it because everything's skew-whiffed. In fact, let's turn it around and try the other side before we do anything else. Yeah, that's what. Bloody hell, it's tight. Put the other 2 bolts in. Right, all 4 bolts are in, but they're not tightened up yet. It's starting to spin, but can you hear it still catching? Alright then, all the bolts are tightened up. Will it spin? It does. Don't sound too clever. Might just be varnish. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a noise. I think it's just the varnish lumps on the stator hitting the rotor. So now we're happy with it, you can pull this out and you can hear the 2 brushes click into place. 1, 2. So now the brushes are connected to the alternator rotor, and you can hear them. You can hear the brushes. Well, I can anyway. So we're all done. Yeah. You can hear the brushes rubbing on the rotor slip ring. So that's it then. All ready for testing now. So your warning lamp goes onto the left hand side of this connection thing there, and I've cut down a spade connector, female spade connector, to go on there. So this goes to a lamp, a 12 volt lamp, and then it goes to positive on your battery, or there. So got the negative connected, got the positive jump leads connected, and I've put the warning lamp onto the positive side, and next is a middle pin, which is a sensor, battery sensor, which is basically going to there, just a wire going to there. I don't know why they do that, a bit stupid really. You know what these modern engineers are like. Right, got the sensor wire connected to the positive. Should be more professional really, but I don't think it's going to come off. Now ready to go. Right, I'll try and show you from a bit of a wider angle. I'm connecting the ground of the battery on now. Should have a light. Yeah, we've got a light. We've got 11.88 volts. And here we go. 14.2 volts. That's the first bit working okay. I'll just show you a bit closer up. Now a 14.2 volts output would normally be enough for me to be happy, but this alternator was found to not charge under load. So I'm just going to check the field coils, the stators, the three stator wire, the charging circuits, by using an oscilloscope. It's not on the right settings, but we'll try it out first, then we'll adjust it. It's only a £22, £26 oscilloscope off eBay, very cheap and works alright for this sort of thing. So here we are. There's the waveform, looks okay to me. Yep, so all the coils are working. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Them sparks are just probably £22. Oscilloscope not working properly. Right, the next test is to use this square wave 12 volt frequency generator I made. I'll link the video into my comments, and then you adjust the duty cycle, so this tells it to go charge less the less duty cycle it has, and it'll charge more when you turn it that way. I'll just show you it working. This is working off a 12 volt power supply, so the voltage changes to the alternator, which gives it a different, tells it to do a different voltage output, and I'll show you that now. So I've connected my square wave generator to this left hand side terminal, C, it's called C, L, S, C, L for lamp, warning lamp, S for sensor, battery sensor voltage, which is 12 volts, and this, it goes from 0 to 12 volts to decide whether the alternator wants to charge. And if you disconnect this, it'll charge at 14.2 volts, like a standard alternator, if you want to do any towing, camping, whatever you call it. So let's turn everything on. Right then, let's connect the battery. Warning lamps on. Turn on the square wave generator. So and now we'll start powering it up. Oh, I've turned it off. I've turned the drill off again at the wall. So if I have this on low, the square wave generator is in on low, so it's not producing a lot of electric. I'll turn it up as we're testing it. The drill's on the same speed. As you can see, it's working perfectly. Well, I would have loved to have given it a high load test, but I haven't got nothing set up at the minute. I'll see what happens if I'm editing the video and I find something. Oh, sorry about that, I'm drinking loads of beer. Dear me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I was quite happy about that.